Today we're going to be talking about what's in my camera bag. Alright, so most people, they move around a lot. They need a bag to put a lot of their gear in. I don't move around that much, but I've still got this bag. It's the official Canon EOS bag. Not sure if you can see that or not. But this is what I use for all of my camera equipment. This is what I bring when I'm moving equipment around. And this is also what I will put in another bag if I need to bring a camera as well as some other gear. So it's a solid bag. It's pretty sturdy, I guess. And there's a lot of different pockets for stuff. And since it's made by Canon, it's very easy to put a lot of their first-party accessories in here, which I do have a few of. All right, so let's get right into it. So if we open up the main pocket, like this, you can see it's actually mostly empty because the main parts of this bag are what I'm actually using to film this right now. So right now, I'm using, obviously, my camera, lens, and microphone. So normally the camera would go right in here. That's the Canon 80D with the strap on it. So that would go in this pocket here. And then the kit 18 to 135 lens, that would go in this spot. And you can actually see the lens caps are still in here. And then in this center portion, that would be the Rode VideoMic Pro, which I'm using to record audio for this video right now. There's also a lot of other stuff in here. So let's start going into some of that. So I've usually put this on top. This is a small video light that I got off Amazon for like 30 bucks a year ago. And it just turns on, it's pretty bright. You can adjust the brightness using this wheel over here. And it's really easy to just throw it on the shoe mount and get it on a camera if you need a little more light, or just, you know, handheld for a couple of different photography effects if you're into that. It does take 4 batteries to power. If I just pop the cover off, you can see 4 batteries, that's quite a few, but you can also power it through DC power, 5 volt. I just haven't picked up the power adapter because I'm not really sure if it's worth it. Also in here, the next, well, probably the biggest thing in this bag is this. This is the first party Canon flash. Now, this usually costs about $260 where I live in Canada, but we got a good deal on it when we bought the Canon 80D in a bundle. We got this, we got the bag, all on a deal. So this is the first party Canon flash for use with photography. So it also takes 4 AA batteries. It's quite a few batteries in there. And it's awesome. I wouldn't buy it on its own, and I wouldn't have really gotten it if it didn't come with the bundle, but it's super great because obviously it communicates with the Canon camera. It's mostly automatic. And of course you've got full articulation adjustment of it. And there's also a couple of filters that can adjust the color temperature of it. There's also an orange one that you can put on the top that'll change the color temperature if you want. And it's pretty adjustable. You can use it to kind of directly light the subject like you would conventionally see, but you can also bounce it off the ceiling if you're into that to kind of get some, you know, more shadowy, interesting lighting effects. I haven't really used it that much, but I do keep it in my camera bag because it is a pretty handy piece of kit and it is solidly built. So I like to keep it around. Now, the other thing about it is also in the case is this little hot shoe mount. So you can just put it in here and set it up on its own, like on a lighting stand or something, to set it up as remote from the camera. The last sort of pocket in the bag is for various miscellaneous items, and there's a few cleaning supplies in here as well. So this is one of those kind of squishy air blower things you might have seen before, just that squeezes out air. So that's good for just kind of brushing things off of the sensor, like not brushing them, but blowing them right off the sensor or the camera lens if some big piece is on there, because normally you don't want to directly contact any of that stuff with a finger or something if you don't have to, so you can just kind of get it off with some air. Then I've also got a couple of 9-volt batteries for the Rode VideoMic Pro. That's the kind of battery they take, so I always have a couple of those. Then also in here, we've got that gel I talked about for the flash. This is the orange one, so if you're shooting inside in kind of a warmly lit room, you can grab that. And then also in here, I've got the huge white cover. And as you can see, that's it. It covers the whole thing, much more so than the little thing that's built into it. And this is, as you can see, translucent, so it makes the light a lot less harsh as it acts as a sort of diffuser. As I mentioned, I've got the lens caps in here. Those are pretty standard. And then let's talk about what's up at the top here, because there's a few different pouches. So in this bigger one, we've got a huge microfiber cloth. And this is great for, polishing off a lens or just cleaning the entire camera in general. And that's all that's in there. There used to be a battery in this pocket until I lost it, so rip. And then there's this little zipper pouch down here. So this is the cover for the battery to cover up the exposed metal when you're not using it. And then also we've got a case for the SD card in case you're in the rain or something. Just protect your media. Then there's also this little thing, and the people at the store pointed this out to us when we were buying the camera. This is awesome. So what it is, it's a little pen looking thing, if you take a look here. But then there's also a brush that pops out of one end for cleaning surfaces. And then on the other end, if I just pop off the cap here, there's a little microfiber style polishing thing, so you can polish off the lens and stuff like that. So this is great because you've got your brushes to kind of sweep off, big pieces of debris, and then this can polish off any smudges or fingerprints that might accumulate on your devices. So now the main compartment is completely empty. And if we open up one of the side ones, there's this, which is another Canon camera strap, which is actually a little smaller than the one that I keep on the camera by default. And I don't really use this that much, but I have before to connect it to, a tripod or something else I don't want to lose. So I usually just keep this around in case the one I use mainly starts to fray, or if I want to connect it to something else. Then this front pocket here has a plastic cover for the camera. So if you're shooting outside and it starts raining, you do not want that getting on your camera at all. So this is a little plastic cover here, and you can just kind of put that on the camera. There's also little gaps in it, so you can still hold on to it, and that's actually a pretty solid piece of kit. As far as I'm aware, yeah, there's not really anything else in this front part except for this little pouch that clips onto stuff. So if you're, diving underwater, put a couple of SD cards in here. Like, not if you're diving underwater, but, a bit of a utility bag there. Yeah, and then that is it for the front pocket. Then on the other side, the last pocket, is the Canon battery charger. So this is it. It's got the fold-out prongs that you might have seen on other camera chargers, and then the battery just slides in here. There's the indicator light, and that just plugs into the wall when you want to charge a battery. Well, there you have it. This is all the stuff I keep in my camera bag in early 2020. Obviously, this doesn't include the lens, the camera, and the microphone, because that's what I'm using to record this video right here. But this stuff is so clutch. If you're out in the field, it starts raining, it gets dark, or some crap gets on your lens, it's always handy to have a bunch of tools available. And it all fits quite nicely into this package here from Canon. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe for more tutorials and tech videos like this, and follow me on Twitter at KyleGNew.